Hello and welcome to today's Facecast. Today we're still in the book of Isaiah, one of our favourite prophets. We were in there yesterday and we're in chapter 45 today of Isaiah. And there's a passage here which is an interesting one. It's been misunderstood a number of times. So let's have a look at it. This is Isaiah 45:21, verse 21, or part of it. Who foretold this long ago? Who declared it from the distant past? Was it not I, the Lord? And there is no God apart from me, a righteous God and a Saviour. There is none but me. So hold on a minute. He starts with saying, who foretold this long ago? So there's some things he's been saying that he's now referring to. I'll leave you to go back and read the earlier passage in verses of chapter 45 to find out what it is that he's been saying. I'll give you a clue. It's all about how great and wonderful he is. God is, that is. Anyway, so that's what Isaiah is saying to the people of Israel. And he says to them here, who foretold this long ago? Who declared it from the distant past? Or was it not I, the Lord? So God is speaking through Isaiah, saying to his people, I am the one who've delivered you, who've saved you, who've taught you and educated you and led you and looked after you and comforted you and guided you. It's me. I've done these things. And then it goes on to say something which has often been misinterpreted as either a dig at other religions or a way of saying that Christianity is supreme and other religions are rubbish, which you may or may not have a view on. It's not really that, because other religions, largely speaking, weren't around at that time, and they weren't around in the eyesight and hearing of the Israelites. They just had Judaism. So here he's saying, was it not I, the Lord? And there is no God apart from me. So he's not talking about other religions. He's talking about us creating gods for ourselves and from ourselves. There was a tendency to do that. There still is a tendency to do that. We still create gods in this life, people who we want to worship. Who are we worshipping at the moment, might I ask you? Now, we all love the National Health Service, don't we? We all love our nurses and our doctors. Of course we do. They do a great job. But should we worship them? Are doctors now our gods? Are nurses our angels? Do we worship in the church of the National Health Service? We might be inclined to stand on the doorstep at Thursday night and clap and cheer and rattle and bang pots and pans in celebration of the National Health Service. Are we beginning to worship it as our church? See, this is where we can veer over into thinking of ourselves as having all the answers to life and not God our Father in heaven, who has taught us and led us and educated us in the ways that we need to be. Who foretold this long ago? Who declared it in the distant past? Was it not I, the Lord, that told you all these things? It's not something that you made up. It's something that I gave you. I gave you the National Health Service because I said we should be kind to those around us and look after those who are less fortunate than ourselves. That's why we have the National Health Service. There is no God apart from me, a righteous God and a Saviour. There is none but me. We should give thanks for the National Health Service and for our doctors and our nurses, but we shouldn't worship them. We should worship our Father in heaven and Jesus our Saviour, because he's given us these things, and we should celebrate them and enjoy them and make the most of them and protect them, but not worship them. That's what we reserve for God our Father and Jesus our Saviour. Sobering thought in a lockdown, isn't it? See you soon. Bye for now.